The title of the article that I will be summarizing is Passenger and Cell Phone Conversations in Simulated Driving. It was written and conducted by Frank Drews, Monisha Pasupathi, and David Strayer. The year that it was published was in 2008 in the Journal of Experimental Psychology Applied. This study examines how conversing with passengers in a vehicle differs from having a conversation on a hands-free cell phone while driving. The hypothesis is that different means of conversation will have different impacts on the driver's driving ability, and that driving and having a conversation on a cell phone will be more distracting and will have a higher negative impact on the driver's performance. There are 3 conditions in this experiment. 1 is driving without any conversational distractions, another is driving while having a conversation on a cell phone, and the last is driving while having a conversation with a partner in the same vehicle. The task in this experiment was for drivers to drive in all 3 conditions and see if there were any significant differences between conditions. During the conversation tasks, conversation partners were engaged in a conversation about near-death experiences. The stimulus that was used was a driving simulator called Protosim and a freeway road database that simulated a 24-mile multi-lane beltway with an on and off ramp, overpasses, and 2-lane traffic in each direction. Participants drove under an irregular flow of traffic, which is characterized as a situation in which other vehicles, in compliance to the law, change lanes and speeds. In this task, the driver's performance and the conversation was measured. The results of this experiment show that the number of driving errors were highest in the cell phone conversations and then in the passenger conversations, and the least amount of errors were when the drivers were not engaged in any conversation at all. The results indicated that passenger conversations differ from cell phone conversations because the surrounding traffic not only becomes a topic of the conversation, helping driver and passenger to share situation awareness, but also that the driving condition also has a direct influence on the complexity of the conversation, and thereby reducing the potential negative effects of a conversation on driving. This topic of conversational tasks and driving tasks is significant for everyone to be aware about because we're all either drivers or passengers. This experiment shows that conversation tasks while driving negatively impact driving performance. So when you drive, try to stay focused on driving and not on the conversation at hand. And when you're a passenger, make sure not to distract your driver with conversation.